fun view of my murky tank during the day where I can kind of avoid that glare for the most part. But if you just kind of stand here and watch, kind of let it sit right quick. Isn't this kind of cool to watch? It's murky, but the fish are just having a good time, swimming around, going crazy. You can see right there, those are the neon tetras. Up in the top right corner, you got the betta fish. She's probably coming right out from her hammock. She likes to explore. She's still young. And at the very right end there, that's the yo-yo loach. They call it yo-yo loaches because if you look at their sides, it looks like the YO pattern stretches across their body. Now, depending on what time of their life, that does kind of fade and go, but for a good part of their young juvenile life, they definitely have the yo-yo symbol, and it's super fun to watch. And that top there, that guppy, he is doing so good, man. That's some big old fins. He's the only male guppy, and there's the one female guppy. I had an unfortunate ick outbreak, and it kind of took away a lot of my guppy friends from me. But the ones that stayed, I'm thankful for. And that's a floating leaf. Man, that floating leaf just going. I have a lot of floating stuff. They're going to settle and grow into big old things. You can see the roots coming out from the bottom there. Stuff is looking so nice. And the murky, dirty tank does not mean unhealthy, dirty water. What it do mean is that it is just the type of water that I made, essentially. Now, why it is murky like that, I do have a bit of an outbreak of the Malaysian trumpet snail thing. They came into my dirt, mixed up my top layer of sand and dirt, so now I have this kind of like floating murkiness to it. But a lot of natural waters, man, got this kind of thing going. Once them plants in that top right corner start solidifying themselves more within everything, and the light cycles and so on are not trained, but kind of like, well, I say trained because I'm training myself to make sure I'm doing it right. So, in effect, I'm training my mind to make sure I'm getting it perfect with the new setup and everything. As this water has gotten so much murkier from when this tank has been first set up and before the trumpet snails came in, I've learned to adjust and accept a very dark sort of murkiness, which is honestly such a cool aesthetic. And you can watch the fish come and go. As I do more water changes and fix it up more, and as the tannins from the Mopani woods that I put in there fade away more and more, the tank will be more and more see-through. And, we do it as we do. Not everything has to be perfectly pretty to be healthy for nature. Now, that bag on top is just keeping them bubbles from making the wall much dirtier than the bubbles already have. And then if you see in the very back, I got myself my snail buddy right there. And a bunch of those tiny snails floating. Ugh. Well, got to go ahead and take care of things, man.